Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be teaching you how to master the new Zen and Corruption event inside of your world. As you can see, with every update I do kind of like to theme my garden around it, so I kind of made this quote-unquote Japanese entrance, and I think it honestly looks pretty cool. The primary objective of the Zen event, or even the Corruption event, is to acquire a special resource called Chi. This is done by channeling tranquil crops through one of the two event NPCs, the Zen Channeler or the Tanuki, also known as the Zen Shop. The Zen Shop would be this little guy that you talk to right here, and then the Zen Channeler would be Uncle Vindule. The Tranquil mutation is a key element of this process during a specific in-game weather condition called Zen Aura, which appears every hour. A random crop in the player's garden has a chance to gain the Tranquil mutation every 30 seconds. If you do the math, the event lasts 10 minutes and mutates a crop every 30 seconds, resulting in 20 Tranquil crops every hour. The amount of Chi received from a Tranquil crop depends on its rarity, with bonuses for other mutations. But the list goes like this: common is 1, uncommon is 2, rare is 3, legendary is 4, mythical is 5, divine is 6, prismatic is 7, and transcendent, which is the bone blossom, being the only transcendent crop in the game, gives a total of 8. The Zen Channeler, right here, is an NPC who converts tranquil crops directly into progress for the Zen tree. Mine is maxed out, but if you guys are new or haven't done the update yet, yours will be around stage 0, and the max level that it goes up to is stage 7. Each stage of the tree requires a different amount of Chi. Stage 1 requires 40, Stage 2 60, Stage 3 90, Stage 4 130, Stage 5 180, Stage 6 245, and the last stage, that being Stage 7, a total of 325. Tanuki is the event merchant, and this NPC also channels tranquil crops, but instead of growing a tree, the Tanuki converts them into Chi that is kept as a currency for you to spend in the Tranquil Treasure Shop. As you can look on the bottom left, this is the Chi. When we open the shop, you can use Chi to buy these various different items, and I'll speak about those a little bit later. This shop inventory restocks automatically every 60 minutes, and players can also, but you can also pay for a manual restock. It starts at a price of 500,000 shekels and doubles with each buy. This restocks pretty much every day. So the more you buy, it's just going to keep doubling and doubling in price. And if you can see, if I spend 1 billion on this, it becomes 2 billion. If I spend 2 billion, 4 billion. If I spend 4 billion, it becomes 8 billion, and so on. You can get stuff like the Zen Seed Pack, which has some new Zen seeds, and they look like this with the prices. New Zen Egg, which features the now hardest pet to ever get in the game, with a 0.0% chance. If you do the math, that is 1,250 eggs to get at least one. Hot Spring Cosmetic, the Zen Sand Cosmetic, the Tranquil Radar, the Corrupt Radar, the Zen Flare Seed, which has a base price of around 25,000, which is actually pretty good, the Zen Crate, the Soft Sunshine, which is a multi-harvest crop, and obviously, the Soft Sunshine, which is a multi-harvest crop, and arguably one of the best looking crops in the game, is a base price of 45,000. Koi Fish Pet, which is one of the worst pets in the game, and is actually worse than the bunny, the dog, or even the golden lab. It was meant to increase egg hatch chance, but was changed to a ridiculously 0.6% chance for you to get your egg back once it's opened. Even with max pet slots and all koi pets, it's not even a 5% chance. It's honestly just a worse seal pet. The Gnome Crate The spiked mango, which is a new prickly fruit and has a base price of around 65,000. Its potential to work well with the hedgehog method is very promising. The pet shard tranquil turns one of your pets tranquil, and it applies the tranquil mutations to one of your crops every 25 minutes. The same as the pet shard corrupted, which gives your plants the corrupted mutation, and every 25 minutes they turn your plants into the corrupt mutation. I honestly wrote the script for this video maybe like 3 days ago, and since then the corrupted update has come out and it's introduced like a whole new stuff, so if I'm talking about stuff in the past tense, that's kind of why. But let's go ahead and let's keep going. Along with the Zen Or event, which happens every hour, there's also a chance for a corrupted event to happen, which changes your plants into the corrupt mutation. With your plants that have the corrupted mutation, you can hand them in for a chance at the new corrupted kitsune, as well as new seeds and new pets. With a 34.5% chance, you can get the new Zen flower. Second is the Maneki Neko. Every 2 minutes, it waves and invites good fortune that grants 8% chance to refund fruit back to the player's inventory for 10 seconds. I'm not gonna lie, that ability is highly confusing. Third is the Kodama pet, which is insanely overpowered for this update. It gives Zen type fruit around a 5% chance to get the Tranquil mutation after harvesting. And there's also a second version of this, which is the Corrupt Kodama, which, as you guessed, gives a chance to receive the Corrupt mutation on Zen type fruits after harvest. Next is the Lucky Bamboo, which has a decent base price for a one-time harvest fruit. Next is the Corrupted Kitsune. Every 21 minutes, it launches cursed energy at 9 different fruits, and each fruit has a 20% chance to mutate with Corrupt Chakra, which is a 15x mutation chance, or with a very rare chance for Corrupt Foxfire Chakra, which is a 90 times multiplier. Lastly is the Tranquil Bloom, which is a new prismatic seed and is obtainable at 1%. It has around an average base price of 92 to 93k, which puts it close to the Candy Blossom and is even potentially better than the Candy Blossom because its potential to become huge is actually quite impressive. One thing I did forget to mention is the Sakura Bush. It's a legendary crop and it goes for around 28k and it's a multi-harvest. I also forgot to mention the Raiju pet. Every 10 minutes and 30 seconds, it devours a fruit with the shock mutation for 1.5 times shekel value to summon a chain of lightning to mutate at least 4 fruits with static, and during a thunderstorm it has a 20% chance for shocked instead. There's also a new uncle over here, as you can see, and he's the less cheerful one. He brings some new things that I wouldn't exactly say that you need, but there are 2 items that I would suggest that you grind for. Those being the Corrupted Kodama and the Enkaku Seed. This NPC works similar to the Angry Plant or even the Busy Bear event, where you bring in different plants of certain weights with a certain mutation that in turn will give you one of these items and the chances are listed. Enough with that, now it's time for me to show you how to make the most amount of Zen, get the most amount of Zen eggs, and also grind for the new Kitsune. I'm going to be showcasing around 6 different ways to do this event, and they're tailored from easiest to hardest in terms of getting the items you need to even how long it will take. I do not recommend giving your fruits into the Zen shop because that only gives you Zen points. You should give it to the uncle, which gives you everything from Zen seed packs all the way to eggs, crates, and even chi. First up is the easiest thing you can do, which is literally just waiting for each event, taking your tranquil crops and handing them in once they get the tranquil mutation. For majority of these methods, you will need plants that have a high rarity, such as prismatic and divine plants, and everything below isn't exactly encouraged, but honestly, if that's all you have, then that's completely fine. Secondly is a more advanced method, which is having all the plants in your garden be prismatic, transcendent, meaning the bone blossom plant, and divine plants, with the addition of pets. that duplicate harvested fruit, and these include the Stegosaurus, which is a very common pet during the dinosaur event, and I'm almost certain that if you aren't such a new player, you at least have one of these. The red giant ant, which can be found in the mythical egg, and the giant ant, which is found in the bug egg. The whole idea of this is that you wait till your fruits get the Tranquil mutation, and you harvest them with any of these pets equipped. Thirdly is using mooncats along with night type fruits. This one's more up on the list because there are three main night type fruits that come in bunches, and that you're likely to have those being the moon melon, the moon mango, and blood bananas, some harder to get than others. The second reason for this being so high up on the list is because it requires you to have 4 to 8 mooncats. This works a little better than the duplicating method because with the mooncat's ability, stacking on one another, it allows night type fruits to replant themselves. This works a little better than the duplicating method because with the mooncat's ability, stacking with one another, it allows night type fruits to replant themselves essentially, even after you harvest them. Which means that you can harvest one singular plant and get around even 10 replants before that fruit is even harvested. This is honestly extremely OP, and if your mooncats are at a higher level, this is honestly even better. I believe that my friend, he's honestly doing the exact same thing, where as you can see, he doesn't have mooncats in his garden right now, but all he has are just moon mangoes and just moon melons, and he has a bunch of mooncats, and he places them down and just honestly waits till all these get the Trenko mutation, and then he just keeps harvesting them. Hand them in, come back, do the exact same thing, and infinitely, he will just get a bunch of points. Fourth is using the new Tanchizuru pet. Believe I do have one. Yes, the new Tanchizuru pet. It can be obtained from the Zen egg, which you should be able to obtain if you were following the method, and the pet has a 4.6% chance of being hatched. Its ability is that every 10 minutes, it meditates for at least 11 seconds, and nearby fruits in a 16 stud radius have a 5% chance every second to mutate into Tranquil. I'm sure you can kind of see how this is overpowered, because it literally gives you the Tranquil mutation without you having to wait for the event. The way to do this is by using the highest rarity plants, those being Transcendent, Prismatic, and Divine, and spreading them out evenly within your garden, and having the pet just walk around and mutate as it goes. When it comes to harvesting, you can also use the duplication pets to honestly yield more fruit. The fifth method includes the T-Rex pet in combination with mimic octopuses, which as you can see, I'm almost certain, yep, my friend is doing the exact same thing. T-Rex pet essentially spreads mutations around your garden, which can be super helpful in handing in all of your tranquil fruits, and the mimic octopus will copy its ability, which makes the mutation even more widespread. In addition to this, you can also get a raccoon pet to steal tranquil fruits off an alt account that has a high level plant and that have the tranquil mutation. Lastly, which is the best way to get tranquil mutated plants almost infinitely, and that is involving the Kodama pet. You can see I have around 8 of them just occupying my garden, just walking around very, very quickly. You can get the new Kodama pet from the new Corrupted event. All it requires is that you hand in 5 corrupted fruit and 5 tranquil fruit to get 1 Kitsune chest. There's honestly a very easy way to get these chests almost infinitely, but that'll be included in another video. When you have at least 3 to 8 Kodamas, you want to plant as much Serenity and Zen flares as you possibly can, and just keep harvesting them until your inventory gets full, and then you just hand them in, and then you just keep repeating the process endlessly. Then I will just go around my garden and I'll just spam E. As you can see, I'm getting corrupt and tranquil plants. I have around maybe 80 to 70 serenities planted here, so essentially I don't ever need to essentially wait for these to grow back because they grow so easily. That's the type of crop that there are. As you can see, I have 36, 37 tranquil plants. You can do this. You might be saying, why can't I do this with higher level Zen plants to get more points? It doesn't really work that way because the higher rarity plants don't grow as fast as these ones do. So essentially, the smaller fruits will always be there and they'll grow extremely fast, so that you can just infinitely come here, hand them in just like that. You can see I got some points. I did already have it kind of filled up, but if I hand some in, it averages around, it depends on how much normal kodamas you have. I do have 2 corrupt ones because I am doing the method with the kitsune right there. But if you have maybe like a full inventory of 8 of these kodamas, which honestly aren't that hard to get, again, you do just have to hand them in to the pet over here, and it's not even that high, not even that low of a chance to get one. And once you have them filled up, or even 3 to 4, you just spam Zen Flares and Serenity Plants. Again, Zen Flares can be obtained from the Zen shop, and as you guys can see, comes like 5 in stock, and they're really cheap. Just buy a bunch, and just honestly have so much in your garden. Then once you hand them in, you just come back and just keep spamming E again. As you can see, I'm getting a bunch of Tranquil plants, and you can just do this infinitely. As long as these will regrow, which you can make sure that these certainly regrow by just putting down a sprinkler, and then just infinitely harvesting these. Once your inventory is full, you can just come over here, hand them back in, and it's just a repeated cycle. One of my favorites. I do want to make a video talking about kind of like the state of Grow Garden. Let me know if you guys would be interested in a video like that. But it's very grindy. As you can see, this is likely the best way to do it. And even if I'm not constantly harvesting and just running back and forth, it just involves me just sitting and waiting for stuff to happen. And then once I hand it in, it's just I have to wait again. I really hope that they do make changes to this game where you kind of have to hand stuff, like, you know, just do quests. Just keeps the game a little bit more interactive and a little bit more fun. Maybe get your friends involved. I feel like Grow Garden is mainly a group game, and it's meant to be played with other people, and it's not just you solo grinding by yourself. I don't feel like that's kind of like good for a game that's for kids. You do want them to play with their friends. And I feel like this game could be a lot better than it is right now. But again, I'll save that stuff for another video. I'll also be including in another video the best way to get the most amount of Kitsune chests as possible. I only like really play this update for a day. I found out about the new method pretty late, but as you can see, if I type in chest, I have around 108 Kitsune chests, and I already opened a few. So around today, I gained about 130 Kitsune chests in just one day. Again, I okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of no life this, where I would just sit here for maybe half an hour and just keep going back and forth and back and forth just to get these chests. But again, if you do really want to get the most out of this update, you will have to play for, I'd say, a decent amount of time. If you are more laid back player, I would say just come on when the event starts, wait for the 10 minutes and you can get back off again, then come back and do the exact same thing. But make sure you have those high level plants in your garden, and also using certain pets to make sure that you increase the chance of you getting more, so you can hand in more stuff to Uncle. Do not hand them into the Sen shop, he really isn't that great. You hand them into Uncle and then you'll get more. And also with the Corrupted event, I will make a video on how to get the most amount of Kitsune chests. And with the current statistics, you're either every 100 chests, you're either guaranteed the Tranquil Blossom or the new Corrupted Kitsune. So I'd say it's really just a matter of how much you're willing to spend time into this game. Which I will admit, this game does get pretty boring. Grinding, just it's just a repetitive cycle of just grinding, waiting, grinding and waiting, or just consistently putting effort into this game. I really do hope that Jandal said that he was going to incorporate a system where the community gets more of a say in how the events happen and stuff, but I really do hope that that's a thing that he sticks to. Because this game definitely has potential, and I feel like it has a lot more potential to become better, and I do kind of want to see that because I do enjoy this game, but it does get pretty boring. Again, thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments and what type of videos you want me to put out. And yeah, that's it. Thank you and bye.